When energy was really inexpensive and no one cared about the costs of energy, people were using it freely. But as the cost of energy has gone up and the global warming has become a reality, people are concerned about that kind of thing. And as we improve the building envelopes and the building science when we build, we're reducing the need for energy. The buildings actually can be designed in such a way as they need less and less energy.
From a LEED point of view, we think that if somebody was interested in pursuing LEED certification, we'd either be a LEED Silver or a LEED Gold. Well, I think that what LEED does is to look at a holistic approach to sustainable design. Most people think about energy use as the primary driver, but there's also land use, water use, all of our resources, using building materials that are green to start with and using them in a sustainable way, and recycling the materials that you don't use.
Let's say you're using a whole 4x8 sheet of plywood instead of having to cut lots of materials. That's less waste. You're using less material. So making sure throughout the process those kinds of decisions were considered, and that the whole thing was not a waste generator in the factory or as much on the site.
And I think NRB really helped us because their construction process was flexible enough to incorporate a lot of the ideas that we were interested in pursuing. I think in the future we'll also start realizing some of the benefits of mass producing and the factory work environment. You can have tighter quality control, you can have less waste, you certainly have less site disruption when you're building in a factory, and I think in some ways the work environment for the workers can be a safer, cleaner, and more productive place.
The modular industry in some ways is ahead of what the regular building industry is doing, and the USGBC hasn't necessarily caught up yet with this type of project.
Zero net energy is a way of producing the power needed by a building with no plug-in to the grid, meaning that the building would be producing through a solar panel the electricity required for the building's use. I called up an architect out in the West Coast named Peter Anderson, who had been a very innovative architect in the world of modular construction and had recently done some work out in the state of Hawaii for a net zero classroom. And I asked him if he'd be willing to help bring east his work that he had done in Hawaii, and he was very enthusiastic to work with me on trying to bring this net zero energy option to my smart space relocatable classrooms and also to our permanent products and services. Well, I was contacted by Scott Dunlop from AI3 Architects, who had been working for the last 25 years on perfecting what a classroom should look like. And he had showed me what he had designed in this Case 21, which was for permanent installations. It wasn't made to be relocatable, but it has the technical sophistication and the quality that has never been seen before in a classroom. And he spent literally 20 years developing the technology and the understanding of acoustics and air quality and daylighting, and has developed a very sophisticated teaching wall that has the latest technology for the 21st century teaching. I think already that the facts are showing that the developers that are building green have higher rents, and that their condominiums sell quicker, and businesses are choosing to go to office parks and office buildings that are built green because they know the operating costs are real savings. So I think it makes total business sense.